everybody, welcome back to the Ever More YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my rant stroke thought of the day. 100% a rant, this one. And it's all about owners and directors of other clubs in the Premier League being outed for the shithouses that they are and their anti-Newcastle United rhetoric. That's right. If nobody hasn't seen it already, it's the piece by Oliver Kay in the Athletic. And he's talking about Newcastle United owners and just some of the experiences they've had from other directors within the Premier League. Now, he did say rival club, so speculation is rife as to who that person may be, which we'll come back to that in a second. But the experience was basically this. So the Newcastle United representative went into the board of directors within that club, extended a hand for a handshake, as you would do in any commercial environment, and it was purposely ignored to make a point that that director did not like the Newcastle United representative, had no intention in shaking their hand. One word: pathetic is the word that I would use. You know, this kind of behaviour is absolutely disgraceful by whoever this director is. Now, you say rival club, speculation is rife. Everybody's throwing Daniel Levy in there. And to be honest with you, you know, if this was a murder, Daniel Levy would definitely be holding the gun. I'm pretty sure about that. So that's not wide of the mark to suggest that. People are also throwing the Glazers in there. We all know that them two are a couple of arseholes. I mean, maybe not getting a handshake off them isn't a bad thing, because they look like the haunted butler in Scary Movie 2 with his little hand. So I maybe wouldn't be too upset about that. But going back to the main point in question, it only adds further petrol to the flames and this anti-Newcastle United rhetoric that is going around in the Premier League. We've already seen it. We've seen it with them voting against the takeover. We've seen it with them voting against the sponsorship deals through Saudi Arabia. Anything that they can do to stop the Newcastle United machine chugging along and becoming this superior football club that it's aiming to be, these lot are digging their heels in and trying to stop it. Last season scared the life out of these lot. We elbowed Liverpool and Chelsea out of the top four and Spurs out of the top four, and Newcastle got under the bed sheets of that Champions League duvet, and that fucking scared the life out of these wanks, which is exactly why they're behaving the way that they are, rather than just having a little bit of respect, a little bit of decorum, and saying, hey, do you know what, welcome to the club, thanks for coming, have a good day, we'll look after you, and walk away after that. If you want to call Murdad a wanker, or Darren Eales a wanker, or Amanda a stupid bitch, whatever you want to do is up to you, right? That's your call. If you want to do that, you crack on, you do you. But in that particular moment, act professional, shake their hand, thank them for coming, and just be courteous. That's the whole point. You're representing the football club. I'm sure that your fans wouldn't be impressed with that at all, to be honest with you. You know, and if there is someone like Daniel Levy, you know, you're about to possibly be 95 million quid richer in one superstar player light, which your fans will be massively upset about. So if you're behaving like that in the boardroom, it's just a further way for you to embarrass your football club. It doesn't matter who it is. You know, this kind of shows you the level of people that you're dealing with behind the scenes in these Premier League clubs. And it also, for us as Newcastle fans, probably adds further weight to that argument that anyone but Newcastle seems to be the mentality when it comes to dealing with transfers in the Premier League. You know, the James Maddison thing is a prime example. Yes, we've got Harvey Barnes done, which was awesome. But look at all the players who've been linked to for other Premier League clubs, and all of a sudden it just hasn't happened for some reason. Lewis Hall being the most recent one. Whether we were linked or not, we don't know. But Chelsea wanting to send him to Crystal Palace, anyone but Newcastle. Yet again, Kieran Tierney, you know, Celtic or bust. Nobody, anything but Newcastle. You know, Newcastle's only down the road from Celtic. He could live in fucking Berwick if he wants to, be an hour away from Glasgow. So this whole thing just fuels that anti-Newcastle rhetoric in amongst the other Premier League clubs. They don't want us there. They don't want us to succeed. They don't like the fact that our owners have got massive amounts of money behind them. The Saudi League and the rise of that as well is only going to add further issues to this whole anti-Newcastle United rhetoric. So these are interesting things to see coming out, and credit to the Athletic. We knocked them for a couple of articles previously, but credit to them for bringing this one out. The Newcastle United representative did say the only reason they would allow that story to come out is if the identity of that director remained anonymous, and that's respect and credit to whoever the Newcastle United representative is, because they could have easily thrown him under the bus wheels and said, there's a headline for you, Daniel Levy's an arsehole, or you know, Malcolm Glazer, or whichever Glazer, I don't know what the fucking name is, I don't really care, Double Glazer, I don't give a shit, whichever one of them was an arsehole, or it was Karen Brady or whoever else, right? Because it could be a woman, we don't know. But the fact that they've behaved in such a poor way is a sad indictment of them, their narcissistic tendencies and egomaniac mentalities, and also just the hatred for Newcastle United. In a way, I kind of love it, I buzz off it, I rock off it, that they hate Newcastle United so much that they won't even shake you know, one of the representatives' hand when they come in the boardroom. That tells me that they're scared. They're worried. You know, we're already there. In a year and a half, we're already in the Champions League. Where are we going to be in another 2 or 3 years? You know, we knocked Liverpool, Chelsea and Spurs out of that race, and we are there now. It's up to Newcastle United to stay there, to stay in 4th place, to qualify for Champions League again next season. And these lot will wet the bed with fucking gallons of piss if we stay in the Premier League, in the Champions League, I beg your pardon, in the Premier League top 4 spot. They will be absolutely mortified. They were the same when Leicester won the league. As much as the pundits were out giving it big licks about the fairy tale story and all that, they hated the fact that Leicester won the Premier League because it broke the status quo. Newcastle are doing exactly that right now. Brighton and Villa are trying to do exactly the same as well, and I fucking love it. I would love nothing more than to see Newcastle United, Villa and Brighton in those, you know, 4th, 5th, 6th spots in the Premier League for the next 2 or 3 seasons on the spin, and see the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool and Spurs slip right down the table, and they can fucking have a taste of that medicine rather than spunking everything off the top line as they have been doing and calling themselves elite clubs and trying to run off and start the Super League at the fucking drop of a hat. You shithouse clubs, you. So I'm buzzing to see it. That's me done for today's rant. I'll take a breath now. Thank you very much. If this is the kind of thing that you guys like, smash subscribe, come and join us. We're over 4,500 subs now. Loads of room for you, loads of good content on the channel, as well as the odd rant from me here and there. There'll be a couple more, I'm sure, coming in the next few weeks. Smash the button, like the video, help get it around YouTube, everybody. We'll catch you later. Have a belter day. Cheers, bye.